Hey guys, and welcome back to another reaction or just really video. With the release of Classic WoW, I thought it'd be cool, or fun, for me at least, to kind of go back to one of the first things that started it all, to make WoW pretty much a meme. LEEROOOY Jenkins. Now, this part of the dungeon isn't hard anymore since it's been revamped. But back then, if you didn't have a strategy, those whelps will kill you. Getting a visitor, they would cause you to wipe. So that's why we've got. And also keep in mind, this is actually not. It wasn't real. There's actually two versions of the whole LEEROOOY Jenkins thing, and when you watch them, the way they're said, the lines are said is different. It's the same premise, but it was actually, this is the second take of it. So it didn't actually happen, but it's still funny either way. Go. But here we go. LEEROOOY Jenkins. And it might be a little loud because of the way that.
Thanks again, let's watch. I want to pass. Does anybody need anything off this guy, or can we bypass him?
I think LEEROOOY needs something from this guy.
Oh, he needs those devout shoulders? Isn't he a paladin?
Yeah, but that'll help him heal better. He'll have more mana.
Christ. Okay,
Christ.
well, what we'll do, I'll run in first, gather up all the eggs so we can kind of just, blast them all down with AoE. I will use Intimidating Shout to kind of scatter them so we don't have to fight a whole bunch of them at once. When my shout's done, I'll need Anthony to come in and drop his shout too, so we can keep them scattered, not to fight too many. When his is done, Bass, of course, need to run in and do the same thing. We're going to need Divine Intervention on our mages, so they can AE, so we can, of course, get them down fast, because we're bringing all these guys. I mean, we'll be in trouble if we don't take them down quick. I think it's a pretty good plan. We should be able to pull it off this time. What do you think, Abdul? Can you give me a number crunch real quick?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm coming up with 32.33, repeating, of course, percentage of survival.
Oh, it's a lot better than we usually do.
Alright, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. LEEROOOY Jenkins! Oh my god, he just ran in. Save him! OG, stick to the plan! OG, let's go.
Oh man.
Stick to the plan,
Oh jeez.
Stick to the plan. OG, oh fuck. Give me Divine Intervention. Hurry up. Shout and sing, I can't cast. I can't move. Am I lagging, guys? I can't move. What the hell? I can't hear you. Oh my god. Bugs keep spawning. More responding. I don't think you can cast with that shit. Oh my god. Shout. We got him. I got it.
Come on, down.
Oh my god.
God damn it, LEEROOOY.
God damn it, LEEROOOY.
God damn it. LEEROOOY, you moron.
LEEROOOY.
This is ridiculous. Don't mask. I'm down, forking down. God damn it. This is what I killed before I could die on this. God. Spiffy, res us. Why do you do this shit, LEEROOOY? I'm trying. It's not my fault. Who's Soul
It's
Stone?
not my fault.
We do have a soul stone up, don't we?
I don't think that's Soul Stone. Warlock. Oh
Oh.
god.
Oh, for...
Great job, for Christ's sake. LEEROOOY, you were just stupid as hell.
Where's that chicken?
Over there. At least I have chicken.
And that was LEEROOOY Jenkins. Now, LEEROOOY came back in Warlords of Draenor. You had to save him. And he mentions the chicken, how it's been like 13 years, but the chicken should still be good. But, like I said, that whole thing was staged, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it was hilarious. Yeah, was it funny? You don't even know what I'm talking about, huh? Well, then what do you think about it? Oh. Would you have done the same thing? No. But yeah, back then, even though he was a paladin, people were like, well, wouldn't that be a downgrade? Yes and no. Back then, pretty much whatever suited the situation. So basically, the devout shoulders had the spirit and Spirit is good for healing, because it, a better mana regain, and pretty much Spirit was viable for any class because you don't want to be doing something and running out of mana too quickly, because it could be ineffective. DPS will slow down, as in not as many things are hitting the boss, and it'll just make it take longer. So the more mana you have, or at least the faster it regens, the more DPS you can do, which means things go by a lot faster. Now, Cataclysm, this was at the point where people just thought that Spirit was for healers only. So I remember I had a trinket. I can't remember which trinket it was, but it had Spirit, and actually kicked from the group, and they called me a freaking noob because I had a trinket. Just one trinket. Everything else was fine, but because I had one trinket with Spirit on it, they were like, learn how to gear yourself, noob. And I was kicked. But it's like, you need Spirit. If Spirit is in the game, you need it for regen. You don't need a whole shitload of it, which is why I only had one trinket with Spirit. Everything else had, either hit or haste, or one of those that I needed back when hit was still a thing. But yeah, it was way different. Spirit was viable for all classes, and it's for mana regen, so that way you're not running out. Because when you first start the game, you're constantly running out of mana. You go through, say you're a horde and you're doing rage fire. Within the first mob or so, you're completely drained. If you're a warlock, it kind of it helps because you've got health, life tap, which drains your life and gives you back mana. But having to constantly do that after every single mob, but then it gets to the point where your mana, because you've got gear with Spirit on it, you're pushing out your DPS and your spells, and it'll go down, but then it'll be pretty much right back. So it's more effective. Like I said, then it turned to be a healer thing. And if anyone else had mana, or anyone else had mana, but they used something that had Spirit, you were looked at like you were stupid. But Devout Soldier shoulders. It's a cloth item, but he could use it because he was a healer, and they said it'll help him heal better. Which sometimes you got to downgrade. I still downgrade sometimes. If I have something that's a better upgrade than what I have, but it's like cloth, like if you're in mail and you get a good leather item that's actually better stats sometimes. But but yeah, that was Leroy Jenkins, where it started. So many memes to come out of that. The whole 3-3 repeating, of course, or the I will use intimidating shout, stuff like that. Those have become memes at this point. Obviously, Leroy Jenkins, the phrase itself, usually said by some people when they intentionally. I mean, I've done that, with guild and stuff. I would just like type in Leroy Jenkins and I just run right into danger. Yes, we would die, but they knew it was all good fun because we weren't in the middle of anything. We were just kind of waiting for people to show up. So it's yeah. But I think you can actually still get the achievement called Leroy Jenkins from going there and killing like 15 whelps within like 30 seconds or something like that. I don't know. I've got it a long time ago, so I haven't tried it since. But yeah, that'll do it for me. So thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite memory of classic WoW, and all that great stuff. But anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye guys.